And it's not great when he's 4 days late. He's still on time. Am I on time to report the news? What news? The Reggae Boyz have made it to the Copa America of 2024. But the thing is, what is it that we should expect? So make we see. Wagwan.
Mirror 7.
Welcome to Premiere 7. I am your host, Ryan Nelson. By now, you know my name and my face. And this video isn't a late video because I am here to represent the fact that the Reggae Boyz have qualified for the Copa America. But the main thing is what to expect. Now, the Copa America will kick off next year, 2024, and in this present moment, the Reggae Boyz have a lot on their plates. They have the semifinals to cover in regards to the CONCACAF Nations League semifinals against the United States next year as well. So let me just say to them, take it one step at a time. But it is a good year for the Jamaica men's national team, having been hmm, trash. Is that the right word to choose now, people? For such a long time. But since the changes that have been made, we are seeing improvements, and all we want is for more and more consistency. And that is the reason why today is based on why everyone is talking about Reggae Boyz Copa America quest achieved, because they have achieved the long awaited quest. What to expect? The Reggae Boyz have qualified for the Copa America. This is their third time. 2015 was the first time, 2016 followed on, and then in 2024, the men have booked their spot. So by now, we just want to say a big congratulations to the men. However, this is not a simple competition. It is a very robust and difficult competition, and we don't want to be too critical of the players. We don't want to pressure them too much on the fact that, hey, you have to win the Copa America. Because even though that is the aim and the destined desire for them to win it, let's take our time with them. Because it is not a competition if to be compared with the CONCACAF Gold Cup. The CONCACAF Gold Cup isn't as hard as the Copa America. But in the meantime, I just want to say I am grateful for the fact that these guys have been doing greatness for the country. And the thing is, what I want to touch up on right now is that Jamaica have the chance to recruit more quality players locally and internationally, right? On a scale for which the proper team chemistry is or should be there already, and integrate these new additions to make things better for us. We don't want to see any lackadaisical football. We don't want to see any football that isn't making sense on the pitch, because we don't know how Jamaican fans are. We don't like to see foolishness. We are some of the hardest people to please. The artist can tell you that, for example, Chronic Law, and even the past or present athlete can tell you that. Let me use a past athlete like Usain Bolt. He has been the greatest athlete of all time in the past, and now, even though he's retired for Jamaica, no one comes as close as Usain Bolt. And it wasn't an easy career, but he did it for us. So, I mentioned that Jamaica has qualified for the Copa America. This is the third time. And I am a person like this who likes to show the proof of what I am saying. So, we just want to have a look on Reggae Boys in terms of how they performed, or let's say finished, in the last two Copa America competition that they were a part of before the new one that they qualified for. 2015 was a difficult season for them. Three games, the Reggae Boys finished at the foot of the table. And let me bring up the screen a bit more for you. Look at that. In Group B, Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, Reggae Boys, fourth. We don't want to use a pass to crush the players. Hell no, because we're better off this time around. A lot of persons would conclude to say, how about 2016? We were in Group C and we finished last again. Mexico, Venezuela, Uruguay, Reggae Boys, fourth. So we saw the similarities in terms of having similar teams in the groups that Reggae Boys represented. Let me just make sure I'm correct on that. At least one team, Uruguay, right? And Reggae Boys finishes last in both, right? Both competitions back to back. No, there has been a gap. So we have more quality players, I could say now, and should have a better system. We're in a group now with Mexico, Ecuador, Venezuela. That is a rough group. And the reason why it is a rough group is because these teams are performing better than the Reggae Boys. Don't want to say all of their players are better than ours, but based on even the FIFA rankings, the Reggae Boys is nowhere in the top 50. Reggae Boys is ranked number 55 currently up to this date. And I don't speak things that doesn't go like that. So I'm going to speak about the Reggae Boys or point out their position in the FIFA rankings. But the teams that we are up against in our group includes Mexico, who is 14th in the FIFA rankings. Then we have Ecuador, 32, and Venezuela, 48. And both, let me see here. Let me see if Mexico fell. Mexico fell by 2 points, right? And also, well, Ecuador did not fall. So the only team that I am seeing that fell in terms of their statistics or their position based on points would be like Mexico. Ecuador gained 4 points, Venezuela remained the same. The fact is that Reggae Boys isn't in the top 50. But let's show you that my words isn't wrong when I say the Reggae Boys is ranked number 55. We need to go up more. 55 we're currently ranked. But we are above some teams that surprising to see, like even um South Africa. And if you disagree, you can say that. But if not South Africa, then let's say Ghana. Right? Reggae Boys is above Ghana. And is that is quite delightful to say. But the thing is, I'm just showing you that the Reggae Boys is lower in the FIFA rankings compared to the three teams that we're going to be against in the competition. Some persons do believe that the Reggae Boys can do better, or the Reggae Boys can come out of the group on top. I don't know where they believe that is possible just like that, but we can never tell. But what do you think? Do you think the Reggae Boys can qualify out of that deadly group? Not the group of death, but it is a group for which Jamaica has to be on their P's and their Q's. You know? Because, I mean, it is not similar to the Gold Cup as I've mentioned earlier on in the video. Because USA, Mexico, Panama, Costa Rica, top teams. But we have Brazil in the Copa America. We have Uruguay, Argentina, who is ranked number one. So, and there are other teams that Jamaica has to play if qualified out of the group to at least say we can compete against these dangerous teams. But we can never tell how well the guys will play, but we know that inconsistency has been a horrible, horrible condition for Jamaica. But we're not going to point any fingers. We're not going to stick them too hard because we see where Reggae Boys are playing better off since maybe last year up to this year. We just want to see a better team and a better structure, and we can say, oh yes, Reggae Boys are on their way. I pause for a bit because I want for you to say if you think Reggae Boys have a chance to qualify out of that group. Let me give you just 5 seconds. 5 seconds up. It is up. And you have your say, but for me personally, it will not be easy. And even the coach Al Grimson is saying that Reggae Boys, well, Al Grimson fancies Reggae Boys' chances in tough Copa America group, but says immediate focus on Nations League semifinals. And I have the details here to show. If the coach is saying that, then I don't think you should actually just jump and believe that Reggae Boys is going to come out of the group. Because possibly they can, because Canada is ranked above Venezuela, right? So we at least can finish third, but want to finish second or first. So here's the details. So Al Grimson fancies Reggae Boys' chances in tough Copa America group, saying immediate focus on Nations League semis. Focus on what is in front of you, or it is closer. So Jamaica senior Reggae Boys coach Harry Al Grimson knows his team is in for a tough time given their draw for next year, well, Copa America, but fancies their chances to beat the odds. This, as their Group B opponents Mexico, Venezuela, and Ecuador are all familiar foes, right? Right here, to some extent, and given the significant improvements in terms of the quality of players, he his Reggae Boy squad has both, right? Arguments to believe the group is going to produce some very interesting matches. However, down here he said, I didn't know much about Venezuela, but after thinking it's tough teams really, all the three teams. If I can say something similar about them all, is that they are competitive, really hardworking, and all of the nation plays enthusiastic and tough tackling football. So it's all tough opponents, but I think it's quite an equal group, Al Grimson said. Stick up in there. He mentioned hard work. You mentioned competitive football. Well, enthusiastic and tough tackling football. Reggae boys have a thing about them for which, when it reach like the dying stage of the game, if they are leading 1-0, they lose or draw. And I'm speaking about facts and trendings that we're seeing over the years. If this is the thing that is just word of mouth that Reggae Boys have a chance, well, Reggae Boys have to keep the momentum from like last season, of course, but mainly this season to say that we're playing good in the CONCACAF Nations League. We have some small issues, but we're going to try our best to finish strong and try also to recruit key players into the Reggae Boys setup. Hutchinson, Greenwood, right? Tarek Mitchell, other players who are scouted, and hopefully things can turn out well and they can come over and represent Jamaica because we want to do well in the Copa America. And when it comes down to World Cup qualifiers, we can transition that and build on top of that and go further. Looks Morocco did very well in the FIFA World Cup, finishing third, and it isn't impossible for Reggae Boys to step up and do something quite well as well. So, in close, I just want to say that the Reggae Boys has qualified for Copa America. I'm not late with the news. If I'm late, I'm still on time, as the song would say at the first point. But I just wanted to share my point about the fact that they qualify, but what to expect. The expectation is that we want to see improvements, consistent football, proper recruitments of players from now to the starting of the Copa America competition. Three things on the list there I just listed. And once that is done, then we can move over to another level and help Reggae Boys make the nation proud as they seek another quest to achieve, and that is to qualify for the FIFA World Cup in the same CONCACAF region. Possibly Jamaica should qualify for that as well. So it is now my time to go. I want to hear your say. Of course, continue to watch, like, comment, share, and subscribe to this amazing platform for a lot more. So take care and goodbye for now.